Hi friends, my name is Krishna. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. We already discussed about illustration 1. I can say illustration 2 is also covered there because all the three methods of trial balance preparation has been explained in illustration 1 and 2 in institute material. In today's topic, I'm taking illustration 3 as an example and I'm going to explain how that problem can be resolved. Okay, without wasting much time, let us get into the subject. One request, please watch this video till the end. You will definitely get the subject. Okay friends, let us get into the illustration. See here, illustration 3 is explained here. Okay, what is that illustration 3 says? From the following ledger balances, prepare a trial balance of Anuradha traders as on 31st March 2020. 31st March 2020. They are asking us to prepare the trial balance of Anuradha traders as on 31st March 2020. Now, here they have given capital, sales, purchases, sales returns, discount allowed, expenses, trade balance, trade payables, investments, cash at bank and in hand, interest received on investments, insurance paid. All these transactions they have given. Now, what are these transactions? These are the balances, brought down balances. Please remember that point. These are all the brought down balances from the ledger, summarized and kept here. These are all the brought down balances summarized and kept here. Krishna, how do I know capital brought down balance is in debit or credit here? How do I know sales brought down balance is in debit or credit here? How do I know purchases brought down balance is debit or credit here? That's an interesting point. You don't require to go through brought down balance for each and every cases, my dear friends. In previous illustration, I explained to make you understand better. But by looking at the transaction itself, for example, if I look at here capital, by looking at the capital, you should be in a position to say what should have been the brought down balance. By looking at sales, you should be in a position to say where is that brought down balance is going to be. By looking at purchases, where should have been the brought down balances? How it is possible? It is possible. By looking at these transactions, you can easily assess, which I'm going to explain now. Right? How can we assess that? Let us take capital. Capital is a liability. Capital is a liability. All liabilities are credit balances. Hence, capital should be kept in credit side of the trial balance. Clear? Easy? If you don't want to do this way. Another way, when we bring the capital, what entry we put? Cash account debit to capital account. So capital is what? Credited. So that is the reason capital is shown in credit side. Either way you can think. Right? So move on to the next one. Sales. Sales is an income. All incomes and gains are supposed to be credited as per nominal account. So sales account is showing credit in trial balance. Then purchases. Purchases is what? Is an expenditure. All expenses and losses are supposed to be debited. So since purchase is an expenditure, all expenses and losses are supposed to be debited. So your trial balance also you have to show in debit side. See here, debit side. Clear? Very simple way to prepare the trial balance. Next, sales returns. When sales are credit, sales returns will be debit. Here, sales, where did we put? Credit side. When sales are in credit side, sales returns will be debit side. No, Krishna. I'm not able to understand. Okay, let us prepare the journal entry. For sales return, what entry we book? You tell me. Sales returns account, debit to customer account credit. This is the entry. So sales return account, what are we doing? We are debiting. So sales return account will have a debit balance. So see here, sales return account is debit. You don't require to go and remember all these transactions blindly. You just need to apply the logic. There are two ways I explained. One, since the sales are in a credit balance, sales return should be debit balance. It's a blind approach. You might forget. Just recollect the journal entry for sales return. When the sales return happens, what will happen? You are getting sales returns. Whatever you sold, those goods are coming back to you, right? So sales returns are debit, and who is giving? Customer is returning back those goods. So giver is customer. So customer account is created. So here what we did, sales returns we debited. So sales returns account is a debit balance. You can remember in that way as well. I gave you two options. So in both the ways you can remember and update this as a debit balance in your trial balance. Are you clear? Move on to the next one. Discount allowed 2000. When we give the discount, when we give the discount to the customers, it is an expenditure for us. All expenses and losses are supposed to be debited as per nominal account. So discount allowed is a debit balance. See here, it is debit balance. Discount allowed is an expenditure. Expenses and losses are supposed to be debited as per nominal account. Hence, discount allowed will have a debit balance. So I'm debiting this in trial balance. Very simple. Move on to the next one. Expense account 10,000. What is the entry for expenses? All expenses and losses are to be debited as per nominal account, right? So expense account will be a debit balance. So where do you update in trial balance? Simple, debit side. Clear? Next one, trade receivables. Trade receivables 75,000. Trade receivables 75,000. Receivables, I already explained in my previous video. Receivables is an asset. Payables is the liability. Receivables is an asset, right? All assets are debit balances. So trade receivables to be debited. Let me repeat again. Receivables is an asset. All assets are debit balances. Hence, trade receivables has to be updated in debit side of the trial balance. Clear? Right. Next one, trade payables 25,000. Payable is a liability. Payable is a liability. All liabilities are credit balances. So payables we show credit side of the trial balance. This is credit side and this is debit side. See debit balance and the credit balance. So trade payables is a credit balance. Investments 15,000. Investments are an asset, current asset. Investments are current asset. All assets are debit balances. So investment should go to debit side of the trial balance. Investment should go to debit side of the trial balance. So debit side we updated. Next, cash at bank and cash in hand. There is a cash in hand. Cash in hand, cash at bank is also an asset. Cash in hand and cash at bank. Both of them are assets. What asset? Current asset. All assets are debit balances. So this balance should be coming under debit side of the trial balance. Clear? Next one, interest received on investments. Guys, this is also already explained. Anything interest received is an income. Interest receivable is an asset. Interest received is an income. Interest receivable is an asset. Here, what did he say? Interest already received. Received is an income. Correct? Receivable is an asset. Here they said very clearly it is received. Received is an income. All incomes and gains are to be credited as per nominal account. So interest received on investments is a credit balance and trial balance. We credited that. Are you clear? Next one. Insurance paid. Insurance paid is an expenditure. Insurance paid is an expenditure. All expenses and losses are supposed to be debited as per nominal account. So insurance paid is an expenditure. As per nominal account, it has to be debited. Hence, insurance paid is showing as a debit and trial balance. This is how you need to assess these transactions and update them your trial balance. Very simple. It won't take more than 5 minutes for you to assess this. So start assessing your transactions in this fashion. And if you have any doubts, please comment on my video. I will definitely answer your questions. As I said previously in my previous video, I do not have student subscribers. So I'm eagerly waiting for the students to start subscribing to my channel and going through these videos. As soon as they start increasing, I'm going to start live sessions so that you guys can join my weekend live sessions, and whatever doubts you have with respect to these chapters, you can ask and I can clarify them. Hence, I request all of you to subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and colleagues. Right? Thank you so much.